Oh, folks, well, here we go. Here we go on this Monday, the Monday after the media has named Joe Biden president of the United States, telling us that all that matters in this election is that we count all of the votes. The problem is all of the votes are still not counted, and it is an absolute Wild West, a bit of a crap show out there. But nonetheless, we will help you meander through this today. Welcome to the program. I am your host, Todd Huff. Email, as always, Todd at toddhuffshow.com, facebook.com/toddhuffshow. For those that want to watch the program live or on demand this morning, so long as our friends at Facebook allow that to be the case. So, there are a lot of issues that we're trying to wade through here. The Monday after the weekend that the left called this election for Joe Biden. Again, I was under the impression that we wanted to have voter transparency. I was under the impression that we wanted to have every vote count. But that is simply not what has happened so far. So, where we are, we have recounts, of course, scheduled in certain places. We have, in key states, we have lots of irregularities, lots of problems with access to recount and not just to count, but to watch the count take place in places like Pennsylvania. We have software glitches that are taking votes and giving them, in at least some cases, from Trump to Biden. In fact, when that was corrected I think it was in one of the Michigan counties, that county actually flipped from Biden to President Donald J. Trump. So we've got all sorts of things happening, but yet the media, in its infinite wisdom, the media, including Fox News, by the way, they've decided that the president-elect is now Joe Biden. And I will say this, and I thought about this a lot over the weekend, and I've heard other people ask this question as well, and it is a darn good question. Where are the Republicans? The Republicans who are actually, whether they be senators in your state, and we have 2 senators in our state that are Republican, whether they are your local, your districts, your U.S. congressman, congresswoman, where are these folks? I've only seen a handful. Some have sent out the obligatory tweet, so they've tweeted about this. But this is the time to lead. This is the time to stand up. This is the time to actually try to make the case as to what sort of shenanigans are really going on here. Now, look, I am fully 100% prepared. You heard me before this election tell you that I thought this was going to be close. I was been on programs with other individuals who thought that Trump was going to win in a landslide. I certainly could see that possibility, but I also could see that this is a highly divided country, and in certain states it was going to be close. And I thought that the likelihood, the most likely scenario would have been either that it was going to be really close in those key swing states and it was going to come down to handfuls of votes, metaphorically. I mean, not, a few thousand votes here and there. Or Same scenario, but the one of the candidates over the other, the race broke to in each of those states. So they would have won by slim margins in each of the states, giving them a bigger electoral win, which is right now what they're projecting for Biden. It looks big on the electoral map, but it's not really that big when you look at how close these states are. They've all broken mysteriously, sometimes in the dead of night, through vote drops that come, in some cases, 138,000 to 0 for Joe Biden against Trump. Remarkable. I saw a tweet. I think it was by Kevin Sorbo, I think. He said, I flipped a coin 138,000 times and it came up heads every time. Trust me, is what the tweet said. So that's a bit of what we have going on here. So, but nonetheless, this is what they've declared. They've declared that Biden is the winner. And, again, to me, this was quite the likely outcome was that this was going to be close, and that's where we are. But somehow they found within themselves the ability to predict this election for Biden, not caring about the votes that are not yet tabulated, not caring about the simultaneous and mysterious pause. I've been following this for 20 years, folks. You probably have. Many of you followed it for that long, if not longer. The election night returns, and I've seen states that didn't start, they didn't report, but I've never seen this universal sort of, you could say collusion, you could say coordination, you could say just coincidence, whatever word you want to use here, if you want to be nice and give them all the benefit of the doubt. But I've never seen this type of collusion between states where they simultaneously decided to stop counting votes overnight, and then the next time they opened up their counts to begin again, they had the other candidate ahead suddenly, or drastically cut into the lead from the incumbent. These are legitimate. There are legitimate questions surrounding this, and I should point out, before the election, there were 300 lawsuits, approximately 300 lawsuits that were brought. All of these lawsuits sought to weaken the safeguards that were designed to prevent against voter fraud, all under the guise of COVID can't let people vote. We can't have people going to polls to vote. I don't care. This was the argument. I don't care if the polls are open for 6 months before this election. You are asking people to put themselves into harm's way. These are super spreader events. Who cares if these state legislatures did not pass the things that were implemented by the executive branches of these states? Who cares about that? That's what happened. These Democrat governors were trying to work with their state legislatures to pass certain things they didn't get passed. So these executive branches, or the bureaucratic state, they decided to universally, or unilaterally, I should say, actually go in and change the way that they conducted an election, despite even when it went against the rules of the election. This included waiving the requirements for signatures on ballots and when ballots could be received and all this sort of stuff. That's not the job of the executive branch. That's the job of the legislature. Maybe the legislature should have made these changes, but they didn't. The executive branch / the bureaucratic state made these changes. They made those changes, and then a court upheld these changes. Now, for some unexplainable reason, Chief Justice John Roberts says the key here is whether the court that upheld the decision was a federal or a state court. A state court can intervene in elections in the final days, John Roberts says. Not sure where he finds this in the Constitution, but this, again, is John Roberts being John Roberts, Chief Justice John Roberts. He says that, if a state court makes these, upholds these executive orders or decisions and so forth, that perfectly fine. A federal court does this is where he has that's where he has a problem. It's, of course, preposterous. It's not the way that this should work, but nonetheless, this is the argument presented by John Roberts, as these cases have already some of them have been heard leading up to the election. Nonetheless, this is where we find ourselves. And I go back to my question, where are our representatives, our senators? And I'm going to say on this program, I want to see Senator Todd Young. Senator Todd Young, where are you? Where are you? I want to say, and I've told you this before, we invited Senator Young on this program back during the impeachment. Yeah, back during the impeachment hearings. And I kid you not, they told me he'd love to come on the program, but he's not making any statements during this time. He'll come on after impeachment. Isn't that fantastic? Come on after the impeachment process. What we're looking for. Let me be clear what I think we should have. And I'm going to say this. Take Donald Trump out of Washington. If this result ends up being what it is, which I'm not telling you to give up hope yet, because there are certainly some things that are in Donald Trump's favor at the moment when you look at some of these things that we're finding from Georgia and from Pennsylvania. But there's absolutely exists the possibility. I'm not even saying that that's a likely outcome. I'm just saying that it's we should fight for this. We should fight for these votes to be counted. But with Donald Trump out of Washington, D.C., almost instantaneously, these Republicans are going to go back to the weak-kneed, cowardly politicians. And folks, we cannot have that. We cannot have that. We are fighting politically. We are fighting culturally. We are fighting ideologically a side that never sleeps, that never gives up, that will do whatever it can to achieve the results that it wants, no matter the cost. And if the accusations and the allegations as to what has been going on with the way these elections are being run is true, that only serves to make that point even further. And I believe, you've heard me say before, the time to shape and drive the Republican Party or whatever political party is between elections. It's not once the slate of candidates is set. And so if these folks can't put on, their big boy pants and get out there and actually lead and get out there and actually make the case instead of hiding behind whatever, just in the basement with Biden for all we know. Instead of doing that, they are not fit to be your senator or my senator or the state of Indiana's senator or the representative of our particular district or whatever state you're listening to me from. This is not titled or targeted at any one individual, though I will say I've seen a complete lack of leadership from Senator Todd Young. I've seen Mike Braun say a little bit, but I want to see Mike Braun a whole lot more. In fact, we might reach out to all these folks today, including my representative here, Jim Baird, to see if we can get them to actually make some comments on this. That's what we're gonna do, and I'll update you. I'll update you as to what if they're going to what they've told me. I hope they come on. I hope they're out there making the case, because that's what leaders do. Leaders don't hunker down and hide when things are uncomfortable, when things are difficult, when things are a little bit challenging. They come out front. And I've seen that from some people. Even, kudos to Lindsey Graham over the weekend for saying that the president should fight. I've seen Ted Cruz out there. I've seen Jim Jordan out there. But you start to look, where's the Republican Party in general? Where are they? Where are they? They want to blame the guy who literally carried them across the finish line in 2016. You take Donald Trump off the ballot. Look what happened in 2018. They want to blame him for all of these problems. And I'm not saying Trump doesn't create any issue because of some of the, just the behavior and style. But that behavior and style has also invigorated a lot of people because they see a fight in this president. So where are these folks? Where are these folks? I think that you should hold these folks accountable, demand that they get out there. And we just don't want to hear from a congressman from Ohio, which God bless Jim Jordan. We don't just want to hear from a senator in Texas, which God bless Ted Cruz, or a senator from South Carolina. God bless Lindsey Graham. And there's a few others, but there's a few. There's not a lot. There's not a lot. And this needs to be fought back. We need to hear from these folks. This needs to be, people cannot be afraid because of the what we're seeing in this election, what we're seeing here in these results. And I want to get into a couple things after the break. Some of these things are absolutely mind-boggling what has happened. The media acts as though there's not one single case of voter fraud. In fact, I find myself wondering, why can't the left just say, look, of course there's issues of voter fraud, but there's nowhere near enough. To act like there's none, in the scenario in which we find ourselves is patently absurd, folks. If someone tells you there is no voter fraud, I'm telling you they are not being intellectually honest. I will accept someone who says there's not enough, that Trump is blowing it out of proportion or whatever the case may be. But to say that there is not any, to say that there were not steps taken by governors of liberal states, or liberal governors of states, I should say, executive branches, bureaucratic institutions within states, that to say that there were not actions that were implemented prior to the election that created this chaos, and to say that the ensuing chaos after the election has not made you uncomfortable, to say that there's not anything to see here is completely an irresponsible thing to say. It is untrue. Of course there are things. Of course there are things that have happened that create problems and uncertainty unnecessarily, that violate the law, extending deadlines, eliminating requirements. All these sorts of things have happened demonstrably in these states. And I'm telling you, there is a chance that some of these things get thrown out, these votes. And if that is the case, especially, most likely I would say in Pennsylvania, possibly in Nevada, and who knows what's happening in Georgia at this point. Those things, ballots get thrown out in those places. We have a totally different story on our hands. So really long in this segment. Going to come back and continue this conversation. But again, where are our senators? Where are our congressmen? I'm speaking specifically in the state of Indiana. It's time to stand up and lead and not be afraid. You're listening here to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. Back in just a minute.
Listen to Todd's show on your way to work, but want to hear more? Don't miss a beat. Visit toddhuffshow.com/listen to catch the program anytime, anywhere.
Have you seen the price of custom cabinetry and countertops lately? If you're looking for quality, affordable remodels, call Carriage House Woodworking. Our helpful professionals will walk you through every step of the process. We're offering a free sink base with qualifying purchases. Just enter CHWEINC.com/Todd or call 317-406-3042. Call Carriage House Woodworking. You won't have to spend your kids' inheritance just to upgrade your kitchen.
Business leaders, are your employees satisfied with their jobs? Do they enjoy coming to work and feel valued? Workforce Chaplains can help. Locally owned, we work with organizations to provide holistic care to their employees. I'm Marcus Schrader, President of Workforce Chaplains, and we offer your team a 24/7 support system that positively affects your company's culture and productivity. With our personalized pricing and diverse support system, we handle the issues that you wish you had time for. To learn more, visit us at workforcechaplains.com.
Geothermal tax credits are back, making this the perfect time to install a new Climate Master geothermal system. Take advantage of this limited time 26% tax credit and begin cutting your heating and cooling bills immediately. Visit indianageothermal.com/info to get your free Climate Master information kit or call 317-829-1490. Visit indianageothermal.com/info or call 317-829-1490. Geothermal, it's cheaper than you think.
All your life, you've planned and taken care of the people you love. They always knew you had a plan. Taking care of your final wishes will give them one final gift. Buying your headstones direct through Thomas Monument saves your loved ones additional stress during a difficult time and saves money by cutting out the middleman. Call 317-244-6525 or go online to thomasmonument.com to understand why families have trusted us since 1962.
The printing industry has changed a lot since we opened for business in 1931, but what our clients expect from us really hasn't changed. Quality print, fast turnaround, and competitive prices. We've learned a lot at Moeller Printing over 86 years and 3 generations. Why not put that experience to work for you? Call 317-353-2224 and mention discount code RADIO to receive 10% off your first order. Call Moeller Printing at 317-353-2224.
Did you know that there are 21,000 chimney fires annually? It's one of the reasons why it's so important to have a CSIA certified chimney technician clean and inspect your chimney every year. Keep your family safe by joining our 3-year sweep and inspection plan. And mention Todd to be entered to win $1,000 in cash. Contact Smalling Masonry, a Christian-owned business, at 317-903-8121 to learn more today.
Healthcare is expensive and complicated. Did you know that as a Christian business owner, it is possible to provide access to affordable health benefits for your employees? Remodel Health has helped employers across the United States save over $22 million in the past 3 years. Our innovative approach allows your employees to have the health benefits they need at a cost you can afford. Go to remodelhealth.com/Todd to help your employees find the health care they deserve. Remodel Health. Rethink employee health benefits.
If you own a rental property, you know the hassles of marketing, renting, collecting, and the handling of maintenance and repairs. One call to Zuluscape can put an end to your property management headaches. Zuluscape has over 20 years of experience helping landlords throughout central Indiana and taking the stress out of owning a rental. From A to Z, let Zuluscape handle it all so you can enjoy owning a rental instead of hating being a landlord. Give us a call at 317-663-8485 or visit our website at zuluscape.com.
Welcome back. It pains me to say this. I'm just going to tell you, I just went again. I looked yesterday. I wanted to double check this before I said it on the air, but I went to Todd Young, Indiana's senator. Actually, I guess he's now our senior senator. But nonetheless, I went to both his official senator page, which okay, let's say you don't want to post something on your official senator page. Okay, I guess I can understand that. I will tell you that the left would never consider that even remotely something that should be done. But okay, fine. But I went to his other Twitter account as well. Not one single thing about Trump on here. Not one single thing about what, at least that I'm seeing. I scrolled down a ways. It's just remarkable. It's remarkable to me. It's remarkable to me that you can be, you want to position yourself to be a leader in the state of Indiana and you are not commenting on these. I do not understand this, folks. I do not understand this. But again, the time to address these things is now, the leadership, not in 2 years when people like, say, Todd Young in this example are up for re-election. The time is, there could be a primary challenge mounted between now and then. This is where we have to, we either have to ask for some answers here and some leadership or actually find some out in front leadership. None of this Obama leading from behind sort of stuff. Anyway, it pains me to say this. It genuinely does. I do not like to say this. But to sit here before you this morning and have, earned your trust, hopefully I come on here and tell you what I think. Even if you don't agree, I hope you know that. I can't pretend like this isn't a deal to me. This is a big deal to me. This is a big deal to me to think that we literally have all of these shenanigans going around. I see that he's tweeted about we have to win the Georgia seats. Yes, he's right on that. I'm happy to hear that. But folks, this election is not over as well. Who knows if this is as bad as it may be, which I'm not making any allegations. I'm simply saying if this is as bad as it may be, as it appears it could be, fraud on a massive scale in some of these states, it didn't just hurt Trump. It hurt the Republican candidate, John James, in Michigan. It probably hurt the two Republicans who were running for Senate in Georgia. Now, maybe they still didn't hit 50% either because one of those races had a lot of folks, and it was virtually impossible that they would hit 50%. But even so, this affects a lot of things, and we've got to get answers for this. And meanwhile, the media wants to move on. The media wants, in your mind, in my mind, this vision that Joe Biden is now president or president-elect of the United States. And it's amazing. I was talking with my wife yesterday. We went down to McCormick's Creek. I looked. It was an absolutely beautiful day here yesterday. And I came to realize, as much as I do not want to admit this, that this is probably the last gorgeous day of the weekend, the last gorgeous weekend day that we're probably going to have in 4 or 5 months or something. So we went down to a park, McCormick's Creek, down a little south of us, and actually did the wolf cave with my youngest daughter. I'd never done that before. Crawled through that sucker. That's a tight squeeze. But anyway, had a good time. So, but this, I don't even know where I was going with that now. but as I thought about all these things happening over the weekend, and I spent a lot of time over the weekend looking at these developments, looked at what was happening in Georgia, what's happening around the country, what's happened in Michigan. And I want to read something to you, share something with you that you may not have seen yet this morning about the state of Georgia. But we shouldn't be moving on with this idea that Biden is president. Now, the media declaring that Biden is the president-elect has literally zero impact on reality, except for one particular part, and that is the part that creates that image in the minds of people. Meaning the media has no power. The media is not the final arbiter of this. The media just made projections, and the projections are questionable at that. I'm not even saying that they're necessarily unlikely. There's certainly questions because there's a lot up in the air, a lot at stake here as we look at all of the allegations which exist. And again, if someone says they don't see any of the allegations, they're not being honest. Try to explain them to them, but if they just don't want to see it, they don't want to see it. And that's just the cold, hard reality. It doesn't mean that this is going to change anything. It just means that it darn well could and maybe even should change some things. So, but you still have reasons to be hopeful. You still have reasons there's no reason to give up. Even if Trump loses, we've been in bad situations before, right? I mean, I said before the election, win, lose, or draw, whatever the case may be, we're in a battle for the rest of our lives. I wish everyone who heard my voice accepted that reality. This is not going away. This is not going away. We have to win. And it's candidly why we're launching Conservative Not Bitter University, because we have to persuade people. We have to be able to persuade people. We have to be better and not bitter ourselves so that we can move the needle, so that we can be more persuasive, so that we can be more knowledgeable, more effective, more just better conservative leaders. It's not just knowing the issues inside and out. That's important. I'm not minimizing it, but it's actually doing something with it. It's doing something with it. It's like If you're a Christian and you know the Bible, have it memorized by heart, that is fantastic. That is great. But I tell you this, if you don't share that message, or if you don't let it permeate your life and change the person that you are through the power of God and His Holy Spirit, what good is it, folks? What good is it? That's where I think we find ourselves here. And it's why I'm upset with our leadership. I've mentioned Todd Young a couple times. I'm asking about Mike Braun. I want to see Senator Braun out there. I want to see my Congressman Jim Baird out there. I'm not saying none of them have said nothing, but I am saying none of them are being loud enough and are out there leading the charge like the Jim Jordans of the world. So, long in this segment. Come back. I want to share something with you about the state of Georgia after the break. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff. Back in just a minute.
Is it possible to be a fan of the show if you don't have the gear to prove it? Why not be safe and remove all doubt? Shop for official merchandise at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
There's a lot going on in the world today, and with so much going on, it's sometimes hard to maintain balance. Jesus said in John 16:33, "In this world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world." I'm Pastor Jeff Floyd of the Martinsville First Church of the Nazarene. To experience how life can be better with Jesus, come worship at M1 Church at 10 a.m. this Sunday, 1609 John R. Wooden Drive in Martinsville, or catch our live stream service on Facebook at M1 Church. For more information, visit m1nazarene.org. Have a great day today in Jesus.
Our word can't be diluted because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. That's 800-764-9168.
Corn Homes is expanding their 55-plus community. Briar Creek is the only senior manufactured home community in Indianapolis featuring Indiana-built homes. Floor plans and finishes starting at $75,000. Enjoy affordable, low-maintenance lifestyle with the charm of a residential neighborhood. Located minutes from I-465 in Fort Harrison State Park. Corn Homes, family-owned and operated since 1955. Check us out at COHRONhomes.com. Mention the Todd Huff Show and receive a $1,000 discount on your new home.
Ever wondered what shooting a real machine gun feels like? At Indy Trading Post, you can have an awesome and safe shooting experience in our family-friendly environment. Firing a weapon on full auto is something you will always remember. Schedule some range time today and let Indy Trading Post give you the real machine gun shooting experience. We guarantee you'll have a blast. Give us a call at 317-782-4867 or schedule your range time at fullautoindy.com.
When life is hard for the women you care about, there is help with issues such as widowhood, anxiety, depression, or abuse. They don't have to go through it alone. Peace Restored is there to walk with women through the journey. Peace Restored helps women through free mentoring, counseling, and education. When life is hard, Peace Restored is there to help women you care about find hope and healing. To learn more, visit peacerestored.net.
What if your bank treated you like a person instead of an account number? What if you could sit across from the person you are opening an account with or requesting a loan from and have an actual conversation? You may be thinking, Todd, that's crazy talk. Well, not at Citizens Bank. Come visit them in Monrovia and meet Nick Gibson, their new branch manager, and the rest of their staff. Or give them a call at 317-831-0110. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC. Welcome back. So, saw this article last night. This was, I believe tweeted out. Let me see if I can. I believe it was a Fox. Bear with me here. I'm going through Twitter. Where is he? He's not coming up here. I'll think of it in a minute. I think it was a Fox. Someone from Fox. It is from an article or a website, rfangle.com. I don't know anything about this other than I believe this is Ryan Fournier. I believe it's his site. But nonetheless, headline, breaking, 132,000 ballots in Georgia likely ineligible. There we go. Kyle Becker. That's who it was. Kyle Becker of Fox News announced on Twitter that 132,000 ballots in Fulton County, Georgia, it's a typo here, I guess, are likely ineligible and will be thrown out. Joe Biden leads that state by just 10,000 votes. According to Becker, those votes are, quote, highly likely ineligible to vote and have moved, end of quote, per source. And that's what the tweet says. Georgia. This is from Kyle Becker of Fox News. Georgia, 132,000, quote, change of address, red flags in Fulton County, Georgia. These votes are, quote, highly likely ineligible to vote and have been moved, end quote, per source. Biden leads Georgia by 10,000 votes as of last update. It's enough to be a game changer. It's enough to be a game changer. Going back to the article here, if these ballots are deemed ineligible, and there is a good chance they will, President Trump will most likely come out as the winner of Georgia. Now, I'm not predicting this. I'm just saying to act like it is a clear-cut, no questions asked solution scenario here with Biden as your quote-unquote POTUS-elect, President of the United States elect. To act like that's the case is way, way premature. Now, you say this to your average friend who watched the Biden super spreader event over the weekend. If you ask, the celebration outside the White House or wherever that was, if you mention this to someone who simply listens to the news as though they're telling them the truth, they're going to have no idea about any of this. No idea about any of this. And dare I say this, but that's the strategy. They have done I am telling you, these folks are as devious and deceptive and as duplicitous and as they love the shadows. They love the dark. They don't like the truth. They like to do whatever they can do to further their cause, no matter what it is. The ends will justify the means. It doesn't matter what the means are. They can justify them because, again, to them, their government is God. I am telling you, take this to the bank. I'm not talking about every Democrat. I'm talking about the power brokers, the media, the leaders in the Democrat Party. I am telling you, that is what we are dealing with. That is why we have 4 a.m. vote dumps. It's the way that this works. They are devious, deceptive, duplicitous. They like the dark. They do. They love the dark. They don't like the truth. And they want to create this image of Joe Biden being president in the minds of Americans, which, again, let me say, can certainly be the case. I'm not saying this is a slam dunk, but I am saying if this is right, if these votes are, in fact, thrown out in Georgia, 132,000 because they are ineligible. And by the way, let me go on record as saying if it is an ineligible vote, it should be thrown out. If it is a legal vote, it should be counted, no matter what that means. And it perplexes me as a deeply devoted, God-fearing American, why anyone on this planet, well, in this country, would disagree with that sentiment. Legal vote, count it. Even if it gives us the results we don't want. Folks, I helped someone answer. I didn't fill out the ballot physically. That was what she did. But I helped someone who voted for Biden. And that I didn't even try to persuade her. She knew what I thought. But my point is, that's fine. That's the way that the cookie crumbles. It's why I said last week, losing an election is life, having an election stolen is criminal. That upsets some people. If that upsets you, and I'm not talking to you, but if that upsets anybody that you know, you can tell that person, if you want to know the problem with American society today, the problem with, just this it's one thing to have political differences and even fight. That's fine. But the vitriol, the source of the vitriol and the source of complete, this totally lack of reasonable people. If you can't agree with that, the election being stolen is criminal, then look in the mirror if you want to see the problem, right? Again, I'm not talking to you. I know that you understand that. I'm saying that to the people that I've encountered that are so blinded by their hatred and rage and Trump derangement syndrome. It's ridiculous. But nonetheless, if this is true about Georgia, that's a problem. If it's true about Pennsylvania, folks, I mean, to me, if this ends up at the Supreme Court, they've almost created a scenario where you never know what the court's going to do. But my goodness, the idea that these votes count at this point, first of all, it's clear that votes received after deadlines should not be counted. There's no question about this. It's clearly in the law. So it looks like that has a good chance of being the case. Now, Pennsylvania in and of itself right now doesn't change the election. But if Georgia turns here, as this article says, if Pennsylvania flips, folks, that is, 36 electoral votes between those two. Arizona's still counting. Nevada has lawsuits. Michigan has lawsuits. Wisconsin has lawsuits, recounts. Wisconsin's down to 20-some thousand votes. And I had a listener, Tyler, who mentioned this morning something else I wanted to get to. There's just, again, it's like drinking from the fire hydrant, right? From a fire hose today. That's what this is like. There's so much information. But statisticians are out there saying that the data that flipped this for Biden does not make sense. Even applying a law, which, again, I'm not a statistician. I'll share a little bit about that, but applying this it's called some sort of a law. Again, I'll find that after the break and we'll talk about it. But it basically illustrates or points out where there are inconsistencies and potential fraud. That has been lit up on the radar screen, if you will. But again, the media, Facebook, Twitter, you post something out there about any of this, it'll put a little disclaimer about Biden being the president or whatever it's saying now. Of course, the truth is you're on the side of truth and reality. They're living in the side of deception and not living in reality. So talk about that after the break. Sit tight. Be back here in just a minute.
Looking to make a conservative, not bitter fashion statement? Check out our apparel online, including brand new items at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
We all know having health insurance doesn't always equal health care. That's why at Freedom HealthWorks, we believe the key to maintaining good health is based on a straightforward, personal relationship with your physician. With our direct doctor-patient relationship model, we remove your healthcare middleman and replace him with transparent pricing and incentive to call your doctor at the first sign of illness. So if you're ready to experience real care from a doctor that really cares about you, go to freedomhealthworks.com and learn more about the benefits of our direct primary care model. Freedom HealthWorks. Be treated better.
Anxiety, depression, relationship problems, past trauma. Problems rarely get better when given time. Care to Change Counseling can help. Our professionals combined evidence-based care models with scripture to get you on the path to a productive life. We are here to help you make the changes you need for a healthier, happier you. Take that brave step today. Call Care to Change at 317-790-9396 or visit caretochange.org.
All right, here we go. $100 down, $200 $300.
I went to my first firearms auction a few years ago. It was hosted by TJ Freegee, one of my good friends from high school, who is a champion auctioneer and one of the best in the business. In spite of objections from liberal legislators, I walked away with a .22 rifle and a few boxes of ammunition. And I had a great afternoon with my grandpa that I won't soon forget. If you've ever wondered what treasure you could find in an auction, visit FreegeeAuctioneers.com and take a look at their upcoming Central Indiana auction schedule. That's Freegee, F-R-E-I-J-E, auctioneers.com. Visit FreegeeAuctioneers.com.
Hi, I'm TJ Freegee, owner and lead auctioneer at Freegee Auctions and Marketing. I invite you to come see the power of live auctions. It's fast, it's fun, it's transparent, and it's the absolute best way to ensure you get fair market value for your asset today. Get results, go auction.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing,
and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick. Dial the number, spell the word. For on time.
It's deer season. Whether you are an experienced hunter or just looking to start, the Outdoorsman Sports Shop in Greenwood has the deer gear you need. With an indoor archery range, huge product selection, and a friendly staff ready to answer all your questions. We can help you through bow, gun, and muzzleloader season. Make the Outdoorsman in Greenwood part of your deer camp this year. Find us online at outdoorsmansportshop.com. Happy hunting.
Seems like just yesterday that you couldn't find a quiet place to think in your home. Now all the kids have flown the nest and you find yourself wondering what to do with all of that extra space. This is Bruce of Bruce Richardson Realty. My team and I understand that life changes, and so do your home needs. So whether you're downsizing or upsizing, give us a call at 317-507-3285. Let us help you find the best fit for your residential or your commercial property needs. 317-507-3285.
Welcome back. You know, for the life of me, I can't find this. I got too many things pulled up here. But there is, again, I'm going to give you the gist of this. There is a law that's been a law on statistics. I don't have the name of it. It was I don't even want to try to tell you what I think it is because I don't have it in front of me. But it is it has been used to detect fraud in the past. And it's a formula. I don't know the algorithm or whatever, but it basically has shown that Biden's the data, the what they're telling us are Biden's numbers do not add up according to this particular law. And I dug over the break and I can't find it. Not only that, though, that's problem enough. What about this? I don't know if you saw this as well. This is at WisconsinRightNow.com. Milwaukee elections head misplaced crucial voting flash drive. This is an exclusive. Police on the scene were pressured to stay silent, is what this article says, written a couple of days ago over the weekend. A flash drive that contained crucial absentee voter information in the 2020 presidential election was briefly lost during the early morning hours of Wednesday, November 4th, as the world waited for Milwaukee to reveal its ballot counts. Which again, it doesn't mean anything necessarily. It could. Apparently, it had the results of more than 169,000 absentee ballots collected in the city of Milwaukee. That's what that is all about, I guess. By the way, I heard on Rush on Friday, Rush Limbaugh, that every major metropolitan area, major city in the United States had decreased numbers from Biden versus what Hillary's number were, except for 4. You ready for the 4? Milwaukee, which is Wisconsin, Detroit, which is Michigan, Atlanta, which is Georgia, and Philadelphia, which is Pennsylvania. Every single other city showed lower numbers for Biden except for those four. But yet there's nothing for us to see here, no reason to be concerned. Absolutely astonishing stuff. Back here, folks, in just a minute.
Like what you hear on Todd's show? Why not get more by signing up for Todd's free Semi-Sweet Morsels of Truth newsletter? To subscribe, visit toddhuffshow.com/subscribe or text HUFF to 31996.
If you filed for a 6-month extension on your taxes this year, October 15th is a crucial deadline. Many of the millions of individuals who filed for an extension have still yet to file before the October deadline. If you need help, call Jody Dowdle with Midwest Tax Group, 317-288-5260. It's important to file your taxes before the deadline in order to avoid penalties. Even if you can't pay, or even if it's been a few years since you filed, you have to file that return this year. If you're facing a tough tax situation, Jody and the team at Midwest Tax Group can help you through it by filing any back taxes owed or even setting up a payment arrangement with the IRS. You need a professional you can trust with years of experience to help you avoid any tax pitfalls and make sure you get every deduction you deserve. And as Jody's client, you can consult with him year-round at no charge. Midwest Tax Group has 4 office locations in Castleton, Greenwood, Plainfield, and Greenfield. Schedule your appointment today at 317-288-5260 or visit their website at mwtaxgroup.com.
Hi, this is Caleb with Gluff Plumbing. Does your home need some plumbing updates? Gluff Plumbing is your solution. We specialize in updating old plumbing, everything from water heaters to well pumps, to underground leaks and everything that has to do with water entering and leaving the home, including water and sewer main excavations. We pride ourselves on old-fashioned customer service. Call Gluff Plumbing at 765-721-6789 or visit gluffplumbing.com. That's GLUFF plumbing.com. Call us today.
The compassion of Christ. It's living life connecting to the broken and messy world. It's not simply walking down the street and dropping a quarter in someone's bucket. It's been perverted by Satan from biblical compassion to feeling sorry for, and sympathy isn't where God wants us to live. It's connecting to broken people in our daily life. Living the compassion of Christ.
Does your business have a plan for social media marketing? Are you reaching the right audiences through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the list goes on? Are you learning from the data? Jarbo can help. Our team doesn't just come in and tell you how to be successful. We help you execute and measure your sales and marketing efforts. Give us a call at 317-834-6560 or visit us online at jarbomarketing.com. That's jarbomarketing.com. Make social media work for you.
Did you know that there are 21,000 chimney fires annually? It's one of the reasons why it's so important to have a CSIA certified chimney technician clean and inspect your chimney every year. Keep your family safe by joining our 3-year sweep and inspection plan. And mention Todd to be entered to win $1,000 in cash. Contact Smalling Masonry, a Christian-owned business, at 317-903-8121 to learn more today.
Are you concerned about your investments? Intrepid Financial has been educating, customizing, and servicing Hoosier investment portfolios since 1998. Our family-owned and operated business builds strong bonds with our clients. When you call, we answer the phone, always ready to walk you through your investment strategy. Intrepid means without fear. We want our clients to be fearless, to feel secure with their investments. Give us a call at 317-818-1776 or visit us online at intrepidfinancial.com.
Welcome back. Waning moments of today's program. I'm getting messages from listeners that they have messaged or sent emails to Todd Young. I didn't call for that. I'm just simply, I'm not against it. I think that we need to hold these folks accountable. And I'm telling you, we're going to reach out today to Todd Young's team, to Mike Braun's team, my representative, which is Jim Baird. And we're going to try to get these folks on to talk and to fight back and to push back to share what needs to happen here, because this, my friends, is not over yet. It's just not over. I'm willing to accept any legitimate result so long as the process plays out. I've got to go. God bless SDGC tomorrow. Take care.
Our sense of smell stimulates memory and emotion. A scent can seemingly transport us to another place in time. Homemade, hand-poured candles and melts from spur-of-the-moment creations will give your nose the experience the rest of your body is missing during any season of the year. Crackling firewood, fresh-cut grass, Macintosh apple, and even racing fuel are some of their over 200 engaging fragrances. Visit spurofthemomentcreations.com and enter coupon code TODD at checkout to receive 15% off your order today.
Need to refresh or renovate your commercial space? Call Interior Construction Services today, providing the highest level of quality construction at a competitive price. Our service-minded team is here to deliver the detail-oriented environment you're looking to create, on time and on budget. Call us at 317-991-4660 or visit us online at interiorconstruct.com. Interior Construction Services. Progressive, productive, professional.
As a listener of this program, I have no doubt that you embrace the value of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And when you have the opportunity to work with a company that fully embraces and shares these values, I'm sure you jump at it. Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is just that type of company in Central Indiana. Jeff and Jod Woods have a team of professional technicians here to help tune up your furnace or install a quality new train system. And they're also here to fix those nasty plumbing problems that seem to happen at the absolute worst time. So the next time you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling need, give the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing a call. Call 317-831-5279. That's 317-831-5279. Or visit economyheatingandair.com.